Dr. Minhas, for joining us in Solh Talks Season 1 Leading Ladies. I hope you are doing well. And I would like you to tell something about you to our audience so that they know who exactly you are, what you have been doing in sustainability and specifically in education for so long. So please, ma'am, share some experiences of yours and something about yourself which our audience can correlate with you.
Thank you, Navita, for giving me this opportunity to speak about my school myself. I'm Dr. Poonam Minhas, and I have 35 years of experience in teaching. I've been teaching I've taught all the board examination like CBSE, ICSE, ISE, IGCSE, IB, and I'm also IB head examiner for IA and paper 2, history. I'm PhD, and teaching is my passion because I believe that learning is very important for human life. If teaching is one field where there is so much of revolution, there is so much of change that every day is a new day. And I worked in a 100 years old school, Auckland House School, which is in Shimla,
Wow.
to Himachal.
Oh,
And
wow.
I taught there for 18 years. And then for my son's education, I shifted to Delhi for his medical education. And I joined Genesis Global School in Noida, which is again one of the
Again, one.
reputed school. And after that, I joined Mayur School as a vice principal. And then I got the opportunity to work with Mr. Berman, Mobius Foundation, and Gyan Anant Vidyalaya. And let me tell you one thing that I have taught in so many schools. I have so much of experience, but the kind of experience and the kind of vision I'm working on of Mr. Berman of a sustainability, that is totally a new concept. And now that has been imbibed so much in me that I really want to do so many things which can bring a change in the society. So that's all about me. Thank you.
So thank you for telling us about you, Mr. Dr. Minhas. So as you were saying, this sustainability topic, this is absolutely new for you also and how you are coping up with it. So ma'am, when you talk about sustainable schools, do you see any common mental health issues in students specifically they face in sustainable school, and how can you think that we as an individual can address them?
See, actually, there is no difference in mental health issues related to regular school or sustainable school. Sustainable school is in no way different from a regular school. But yes, the pedagogy and the ideology is totally different in a sustainable school, what we are doing in a school. So the problem of ADHD, attention deficit, hyperactive disorder, then cognitive disorder like knowing and learning, lack of motivation, negative moods, and aggressive nature, lack of patience. So these are the common problem which children are facing. Then there are family problems, there's problem with the parents. So every school, every student has these kinds of issues. But yes, as a sustainable school, Gyan Anant Vidyalaya deals differently with these problems. Our school pedagogy revolves around sustainability. We teach and preach sustainable values from class nursery till the highest, you can say, grade. And students are basically, we are trying to ingrain the value of respect, love, compassion, empathy, and care. When we teach sustainability, sustainability is what? We are teaching them sustainability of the environment. But when we are teaching them the sustainability of environment, knowingly or unknowingly, indirectly, you can say we are inculcating these values among the children. So, for example, like if I talk about our school, that how we are dealing with such situations. So, I believe that GAV is trying to make sustainability as a part of school value system. In which recently we started last year. I asked the students on their birthday, they will get one planter or a tree to the school instead of getting sweets. They will plant that tree and they will look after that tree. throughout as long as they are in the school. So
This
by
is so
doing
great.
this, yeah, so by doing this, what am I doing is trying to inculcate the value of patience, caring, and love. Similar manner, like I introduce old book bank system in our school in the library, where I encourage students to come with their old book set and exchange it for the next class book set. So
Okay.
not only we are working on sustainability, but at the same time, we are also teaching them the value of sharing and self-contentment, which is something very important in today's world. Then we are organizing workshops, and recently we have organized a workshop on nest making activity, in which we are trying to save sparrows. Now the children, they have put those nests all over the campus and even
Wow.
in their houses also, and they go and watch the birds are coming or not. They are keeping water, they are keeping seeds for them. So again, it is, see, these values indirectly are being inculcated, but that will be helpful for the society also. So
Absolutely.
they are learning how to be patient, they are becoming observant, they are becoming respectable, they are becoming disciplined.
Right.
So recently we have created a butterfly garden. Now, before creating that butterfly garden, this was with the Roots and Shoots organization of Jane Goodall. You must have heard her name.
Yeah.
And this organization of Miss Jane Goodall. So we got the opportunity to work with them. We invited them, but before they came to the school, we ensured that the children, they read about butterfly, the whole life cycle, how they should look after them. So again, this garden was created. It was done in a way of activity, but yes, children, they learned about different values, which create harmony in the environment, and automatically it will bring harmony in the families also and
Family.
in the school also. And I have made it sure that when we talk about teaching, even teaching is also, as I said, that my pedagogy is of sustainability. So what we have done in our lesson plans, we have introduced one value based question. Now all these subjects are related to our day to day life. So by any chance, you see that these values, the sustainability is connected to that. So the value based question will be on sustainable goal, which will be connected, and this will be a thought provoking question where the child will think and write that value based question. So this is how, what are we are doing, we are sensitizing them, we are making them more sensitive towards nature, but to not only towards the nature, but towards their family, towards the society, towards their friends. And this is how, when they come up with the mental issues, they are able, slowly and steadily, those problems are being subsided, and they are becoming a part of the normal life.
The initiative of asking students to bring a plant and take care of it is totally out of the mind, because most of the time what happens is kids are specifically asked to bring chocolates or sugar
Yes.
items. In fact, my son himself, on his birthday, or every year, he asks me, "Mama, this time I want, along with the chocolate, I want a pencil, or I want something else to give to my friends." So this initiative is totally new, and
Yeah.
this is really, really excited. When I was hearing, I could also imagine, if I ask my son if you can also do it, how much patience he will learn. So this is
Because
really,
this is
really
something,
unique.
yeah, this is something very important, that every weekend or every day, the child, while coming from there, they see the plant
The
growing
plant
there,
growing.
and then they see the flowers. So
They
how
get
much
very
of
excited.
excitement,
Very,
yeah.
very awesome.
So the thing is, this is how slowly and steadily we are trying to inculcate these values.
Yes.
And I am very hopeful that this will bring a change in their mental thinking.
Mentally. Right.
And caring for the environment is basically caring for your own self.
Totally. So, ma'am, as a principal, you deal with so many day-to-day activities and different people. You just explained us one activity. So, how do you ensure, while going through so many things and ensuring kids are having these, learning these values every day, how you ensure your mental health remains in a good shape?
Yeah, you're right, because it's not only the problem of the children, but it's also the problem of the parents.
Yes.
Because I'm not only dealing with the children, I'm dealing with the
Pain.
teachers, I'm dealing with the
Teachers.
parents, and everyone has their own set of mind, their own. And basically, if you see, my school is in interior of the village, so there is a problem of illiteracy, there is a problem of lack of understanding.
Hmm.
Parents, they come up and they say that my child is not doing anything what the school is doing, or I have beaten up my child, why he can't do this, or why. So they're not understanding what the children are going through. So dealing with so many people, and so on, so many factors, it's quite difficult, and at times I do become stressed out. But as everybody knows, that nature is a big healer. So I go for long walks, I do yoga, and even in school, when there's a whole lot of stress, I just wear my shoes and I go out and take 2, 3 rounds of the school. And because there's a whole lot of greenery around the school,
Yes.
and I become relaxed. And then I go back and start my work again. Beside this, am a good artist.
Oh,
I
wow.
do paintings, as well as I read books. And when I tell my teachers and my students, I believe that first you, the leader, need to set an example of doing that. So whenever I
Absolutely.
read something, I share with my teachers, I share with my students. Okay, this is something very good about
Mm-hmm.
this particular book. I recently read a book on Huen Sang, his visit to India, and what were the difficulties he faced. So I shared with them, I said, you must read, that there is no going back once you are determined. So you must
You
take
must.
a decision. So that is how I deal with my stress. And I think pets are very important. Uh, yeah, so they are real
Time
stress.
consuming also.
Yeah, so I have a pet cat, and his name is Gabu.
Oh,
So quite loving cat. It's unlike cats, I must say. So when I feel stressed, so I sit with him and chat with him and play with him, and this is how I deal with my
does he
stress.
understand your thing? What?
Yeah, he understands. I
Okay.
tell you that that is what we say, that animals are animals. No, but animals have much more emotions than human beings. If you
Right.
observe them, like if when I come from the school, and whether it is 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, if he is sleeping, because cat sleeps for 18 hours. But the
Oh,
moment I enter the room, immediately he will jump and come out of wherever he's sleeping. Morning when I'm leaving, he knows that when I leave the house, I give him treat. So can you imagine, he sits out in the balcony and keep checking me when I'm getting
so,
ready. The
so he
moment I
knows
wear
the
my
pattern, he knows
slippers,
his routine.
yeah. So the moment I wear my slippers, he will come running and he will sit on the door. You first give me the treat and then you leave.
Then, oh my
So
God.
see, yeah. So this is how I think we can deal with the stress and we can work well.
Awesome. So, since ma'am, you are in the school and you are in GAV, so as you also said, you deal not only with the kids, you deal with teachers, you deal with staff, different staff, other staffs, and then you teach with parents also. So, how can teachers and staff in schools recognize and respond to signs of mental health issues if they are seeing in any student? So, for
Yeah.
example, sometimes what happens is parents are also not aware about that their kid is going through different type of disorders. So, if an school teacher, if they recognize it and respond, how it can help?
Yeah, this is something very important. I think that after 2020, rather after COVID,
Yes,
these neuropsychiatric disorder
yes,
has come up very fastly.
very fast.
And because children have faced so many multiple problems, families, they have lost their families, there have been financial crisis, there was change of place, change of school. Many of them have not even been to the school for 2, 3 years, and straight away they are
Yes,
coming in class KG or class one.
yes, yes.
Now, these children are with many problems like lack of confidence due to learning gaps. It is impacting their confidence, it is impacting their personality. There is lack of interest, there is lack of understanding. And to deal with these issues, we have appointed a counselor.
Okay.
And the counselor get one lesson in every class where she tries to identify with the problem. The child has a problem, whether it's a learning problem or understanding problem or a writing problem or health issues, or maybe the
Mm-hmm.
child is very hyperactive and is not able to concentrate in the class. Then there are special educators. So she also comes and she helps us out in identifying such problems and tell us the strategies and planning. We strongly believe that teachers training program has to be a regular aspect. And in GAV, this is one great focus where we really groom our teachers. We do a lot of training sessions. Recently, we have done with this Sikshangan, which is a Pune-based company. And they do a lot of sessions with the teachers where they tell them how to deal with the children of different, because in a class there are different type of children. There are kinesthetic
Yes.
learners, there are auditory learners, there are the children who have learning disabilities. So how to deal with each child. Beside this, what we do is, like, recently when we started the school, the child is age appropriate, he's normal, he looks like normal, but he is not performing well. So I sat with the teachers. I said, what is the exact problem? Why the child is not able to understand? Ma'am, he doesn't understand. I said, saying he doesn't understand, there must be some reason.
Yeah.
So what we came to know, the child has not done fourth and fifth. It was online classes, and straight away he has come in class sixth. So those two classes was of learning gap. Now,
Yeah.
obviously, when he doesn't have a base of fourth and fifth, how can
How
he
will
work
he
well
understand?
in class six?
Absolutely.
So what we did is, now we cannot take the child back to class four. Again, there will be mental trauma kind of a thing for a child to go
Yes.
and sit in class four. So what I did, I sat with the teachers of class 4 and 5. Told them to give me the whole syllabus. And then that with separate syllabus, we started in class 6. So these children who were having learning gaps, they were separately being taught in the
Oh,
class only, that previous year's course line. And slowly and steadily we started merging them. So it took only 2 to 3 months to bridge that gap. So we started with this kind of a bridge course where they can be settled in the class, and then slowly and steadily we merge them with the rest of the class. And let me tell you one thing, Navita, they really helped us a lot, and there was a lot of change in their attitude. And teacher came up that, ma'am, yeah, now the child has started reading, understanding. And every time when I used to take personal care of, because these kind of children, they really need a personal care.
personally. Yeah.
So every time I used to sit with the list. And beside this, we have started with a system wherein subject wise we are preparing monthly report. So in that monthly report, every subject teacher of that child personally gives a comment that the child has a disability in recognizing words, or reading disability, or he is good in writing, he needs to work on his learning. Like if it is a history, so he has a problem of analytical skills, so we need to work on that. So that's minute, you can say micro observation of the children is helping us a lot. That we send every month at the month end to the parent and tell them
Mhm.
to go through it, and
Go through
let's
it.
join hand with them so that the child can be trained. To an extent, we have started recording because some parents are not educated. So for them, we do the recording and send it to the parents.
Send
That let
them.
the child pronounce in this manner, like phonics need
Mhm.
to be taught. So how are you going to teach phonics? So we are doing the recording and sending it to the parents. Then when the PTMs come, there also we do multiple PTMs, like after every test. And we allow the parents, we don't stop them from coming to the school. If they come with a problem, I ensure that I meet them personally and talk to them. And then we have maintained student dossier. Now,
Okay.
these dossiers are from class nursery onwards. So
Okay.
after class nursery, this dossier of child will go to class KG teacher. So she will come up with the knowledge that the child is lacking in which area. So she will start focusing on those areas so that the child is able to cope up with other children.
Other children.
So that dossier will be maintained through and through as long as the child is with us. So
Okay.
every year the dossier will be given to the next year. next year teacher, and the teacher will be taking care of it. Beside this, one very interesting system I have started, that is adoption system. Now,
Okay.
what I have told my class teachers, that they have got the list of students of the previous from the previous class teacher, in which she has written one liner about every child's behavior.
Yeah.
So the teacher observed the children for a month, and then I said, personally, you will come and sit with me. And we took out those names which were having real problems and issues. So there are, say, about 5 or 6 children in every class. So I have asked the class teacher to adopt those children as a prodigal mother or father, and they take care that they will speak to the subject teachers, they will ensure that their tests are being conducted, they will ensure that even in the evening time, if they can have a Zoom class with them and ask them and speak to them that what are their problems and where are they facing their problems, guide their parents. So a personal attention we are trying to, there are, because normally in our classes, there's no more than, like, there are 25 children in each class. So it's not
Okay.
a big number. Out of
No.
25, like, say, 6 or 7 are having the problem. So easily that can be dealt.
Right.
So that is how this adoption system has been started. And let me tell you one thing, it's working well.
Right.
And I hope that there is going to be a great change in this.
This is the techniques which you are telling all the audiences and us. They are totally unique. We have never heard them. Definitely, there are a lot of schools who always say that, okay, to identify kids, we have special educators and counselors. But apart from that, there are a lot of things which is required, which we hardly see nowadays in the school. So when you are telling us that these are the specific techniques which you have initiated, listening to them, ma'am, in my mind, I was like, why am I'm sending my kid to this school? Let me send it to GAV.
See, the counselor will come only for a day or so. The
Right.
special educator will also give the suggestion to the teacher. To an extent, what I did is that there were few children who were misbehaving in the class. So instead of scolding them, I said there is no punishment for the children. You should not use the word punishment. So I called the children to my office. I said, get me your diary. And I said, every day, whole week, you will take comments from each teacher who is subject teacher who is coming to your class. How was your behavior? And
Oh,
in last period, you will come and take my signature. And let me tell you one thing, this technique became so effective that there is a drastic change in the attitude, because every time when they're getting good, behaving well, improvement, I say, see, all are giving you these kinds of comments. How do you feel now? They were complaining about your attitude earlier, and now they are telling that you are behaving well, you are good. And I always give them a chocolate when at the last day, that this is your achievement. That gives such kind of a confidence. The children are forced to become disciplined. So I think that personal touch is something very important in teaching. We are not dealing with dead material like wood or something else. We are dealing with human material. So that emotion has to be there, and that is what we are trying to do.
absolutely, absolutely agree, ma'am. With that, if you can also tell us, so you told us how you have taken initiatives in your school and how you are ensuring that these kids' mental health issues are getting recognized, and you, as a principal and the teachers of your school, are responding. How can parents and the caregivers of these children can support them on their mental health?
Uh, See, I strongly urge that alone either parent or a school cannot do anything. We
Hmm.
have to hold hand with each other
Hmm.
and work very closely. Then only we can groom these children. So when the parents come, what the school is doing, because maximum parents come, what the school is teaching, what are they are not learning anything. So first thing I tell the parent, how much time are you spending with your child? So, no, we look after them. I said, looking after, feeding the child, giving him clothes, this anybody can do. But I'm talking about your personal attention to the child.
Hmm.
So They said, yeah, we tell them we have got arranged tuitions for them. They go for tuitions. I said, but what you are doing? And he said, I cannot teach. I said, you don't have to teach. We are teaching in this school. The only thing I require from you, that tell your child at 5 o'clock, sit and study what you have done in the school today, and you sit there. So what do you do when you sit there? He said, I go on my mobile or I watch TV. I said, when you are doing that, why the child will concentrate on studies?
Absolutely.
I said, when you are telling your child to read or study, you have to sit with
Sit
a
with them.
paper or a magazine, or don't do anything. I said, if you can't, don't, but do not switch on your mobile and your TV, so that the child must know that you are spending your value time with the child. You're watching him. And another thing I tell the parents, normally this was a tradition, like people, they eat dinner and they switch on the TV, they watch news on that. I said, that is the quality time when the whole family is together. So sit on the table or whatever you eat, sit together, laugh together. Ask your child, what was one good takeaway from the school today, what you have done, something new. Ask them instead of blaming school, because this has become a tradition nowadays
Tradition.
to blame the school or criticize the school for each and everything. But we do not realize that when we are poking one finger towards other, three fingers are towards us. So what as a parent we are doing, you don't have to, you just have to emotionally make your child strong. Parents, they come, the child is very rowdy in the class, they start beating, they start fighting. So one day I asked the child, I said, somebody beats you at home? He said, yeah, my father beats me. And then I called up the father. I said, when you are beating him and setting an example that you can beat him, because he is doing the same thing to the other children. So I tell my children, don't do anything such which you don't like. Do
Right.
only that thing which you like to do, and then expect that kind of attitude from other also. So I told parents, please stop hitting your children. Don't inculcate these kinds of values to your children. And I believe that by taking care of the environment, taking care of teaching sustainability, uh, we are teaching to the parents also. So what we do is, at times we tell the parents to make a video of with their children on sustainability in centers, so that the gap is being covered up. So this is
Right.
how it's working.
Ma'am, I cannot even explain speaking with you and understanding and learning new initiatives, how you have incorporated them in your school and ensured the mental health of the kids, not only kids, teachers, parents, support staff, and everybody, including you, is being maintained, is totally out of the box and totally appreciable. I hope everybody understands how important it is in a school and as well as in that home also, of taking care of the mental health.
Yes.
So thank you again for coming and giving
One
your
message I would like to give, Navita. This
yes,
is
ma'am.
regarding that we talk about sustainability of environment. I think sustainability is one thing which is needed in our relationship, in our emotions, in our family, everywhere.
Everywhere.
Sustainability is the requirement of the day today. So I think that is how we have to personalize our relationship with the children, because they are the future, and this is how we can deal with them. Thank
Absolutely,
you so
totally
much.
agree with that,
Thank you.
ma'am. So, with that, thank you very much for coming on Soul Talks Leading Lady Season 1. And I hope you enjoyed the episode. And for the
Yes.
audience, please watching Soul Talks Season 1 Leading Ladies and download the app, subscribe to the channel.